It was another Glasgow derby in the cup, and even though the teams were different, the result remained the same, and that is Rangers coming out on the losing end. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football, and it might be the biggest cup upset that we've had this millennium. It might be the biggest cup upset in the history of the Scottish Cup, because Rangers have lost to Queen's Park, Championship Queen's Park, at home at Ibrox, by a single goal to nil, unable to score, unable to advance to the quarterfinals, practically ending their season outside of the European Europa League football. And where does Big Phil go from here? And does he survive the sack?
Well, I tell you where he goes from here, right? He walks outside Ibrox, he takes one step aboard the Star Trek Enterprise, and he pisses off back to Belgium. That's what he does.
Destination Brussels, but
Destination.
I mean, I think Rangers would have been better with a Brussels sprout managing them today, because they were fucking shite. At least Brussels sprouts are green, they can win games. You know, green things tend to be successful in Scotland. Rangers, when they know what success is.
No, it's done.
A man that does know about success, though, Callum Davidson, you know, that's him into the quarterfinals. A couple of years ago, he won the cup double. I mean, could we be seeing another heroic performance here from Callum Davidson? He's knocked out Rangers, and honestly, I think based on this performance, Queen's Park will probably be pretty confident, as long as they can avoid, you know, Celtic in the next round, that they can at least be competitive and
play at home.
Yeah, play at home.
Yeah, they're going to get to Hampden.
They're going to get to Hampden one way or another. The chances of Queen's Park not getting to Hampden now are pretty slim.
They've probably already been at Hampden. That's plenty. Yo, what is there to say about this, right? Well, you could go through. What's the point of going through the game? Rangers were awful. And you know what? I honestly feel like this is one of the biggest upsets ever, because it's at Ibrox. It's not, you know, I know we're talking about previous ones but most of it, like Darvel, Clyde, etc.
Wait, who's that shite team we lost to?
Hearts?
Aye.
Borough Rangers?
That wasn't them, was it?
I think it was, aye.
Was it Borough Rangers?
Better than this Rangers, man.
I don't know, I thought it was somebody else. Yeah, but I mean, there has been some bad results.
But they tend to come away from home.
Mm-hmm. But they don't tend to happen to the top two. They tend to happen to top flight sides. No. We've seen top flight sides lose games that they should never be losing, but it is very rare that we see Rangers or Celtic lose to lower league opposition, especially, like you said, at home. I mean, and this was a bad result coming into this game. We've got Alan Hutton on commentary saying that the Rangers are back. Last night, I believe you had Philippe Clement coming out and saying that anything can happen and the league title is still on. Well, I mean, he was part right. He said anything can happen, and something did happen today, something we didn't expect to happen. Queen's Park with a massive cup upset. So, yeah, anything can happen. Rangers find themselves knocked out the cup. Queen's Park are in to the last 8. That's Rangers then, realistically, no chance of winning the league. Beaten in the League Cup final, beaten in the Scottish Cup last 16. I mean, the season is practically at this point dependent on how far they can go in the Europa League, and I honestly think that's the only thing saving Philippe Clement right now. I think if Rangers didn't make it into the next round of the Europa League, he'd be gone. I mean, he probably will survive this.
No, but the season is almost that bad. It's like, even if Rangers went on and won the Europa League, who's going to be overly ecstatic about it? No, I'm sorry. No,
You would you not? Qualifying for the Champions League, winning a European trophy?
I'd still want him gone. He needs to go.
For winning, really?
Yes. No. Too much gets made of Europe, right? Yeah. See if we win it, great, fantastic. But not the end result is Celtic winning a treble. Us sitting there.
Don't worry about that. We're going to knock them out in the next round. You don't have to panic about Celtic winning a treble.
No, I act the big man earlier. The Diddy Spiders were going to squish them. No, you need to realise.
Maybe it was a rain spider, and you stepped on them, and they rained on your parade.
Aye,
they rained on the Rangers.
It was a bloody bite for a
fucking black widow or something.
Funnel web or something.
I don't know. It was
arachnophobia.
Aye, but I don't know. I mean,
8-legged freaks. Tell you what, the goalkeeper had 8 legs. Fucking amount of saves he was making.
He was like an octopus, wasn't he, man? Never mind the wee spider legs. Octopus legs, man. He was stretching everywhere, stopping every ball. But you know what? I actually thought Queen's Park played alright. Now, The statistics are recording Queen's Park had one shot the entire game, which would be the goal. Now, I can't confirm nor deny, but I'm pretty sure they had a couple more shots than that.
They had a shot fizzed across the box, and Hurst almost got on it. They had a bunch of corners, right? And I'm not saying, right...
No, what about the one at the back post? And Tavernier was going raging at the counter. Didn't have a man free at the back post and they headed it over?
No, I'm pretty sure they did. Queen's Park could have had 40 shots or one. They deserved to win, did they?
But here, they did get into Rangers' final third, and I thought they threatened. Alright, maybe they didn't get many shots away, but you can still be dangerous without getting a shot off. Sometimes you just don't get your shooting boots on, but it's not like Queen's Park were contained in their fight in their third for like the entire game. I thought at times actually broke into the Rangers half and looked dangerous, especially on the counter.
Yeah, no, they did, but seriously, you just look at this game, man. Rangers, hopeless balls into the box. But see these. I am never going to fire a dig at Queen's Park for sitting up with a low block and creating hee-haw chances. They won. What they did won. Worked. Why?
Why should
they Rangers set up with a low block today and won?
Yeah, why should Queen's Park come out, try and play football, play into Rangers' hands and get beat 4-0? Like you predicted. Why should they do that?
No, exactly. No, but it is ridiculous, man. It is absolutely ridiculous why these people... it's the same reason, right, why in Europe Rangers don't go to, these like tough European away days and open up, because you need to survive certain periods of the game. And there's no chance Clermont can survive this, man. It's an absolute disgrace. Rangers lack quality. No, not they lack, mate. They lack a guy in charge that actually has a bit of will-how, man, a bit of know-how about football. This guy knows hee-haw.
Well,
I wouldn't trust him to run a bath, make a slice of toast. He'd probably drop the toaster in the bath.
I thought one man with some know-how was Callum Ferry, and he knew how to save the James Tavernier penalty, but we'll talk about that at the end. Well, let's get into the beginning.
What's the point? Get into the beginning of the game. Rangers were awful. 90 minutes of draws football.
Well, let's talk about the first half. How would you sum it?
Shite.
Is that how you'd sum it up?
Aye, pretty Barami, waste of 4 million. Honestly, just who held their heads up high in that first half? No one.
I think what's sick for Rangers is they could have probably bought Tierney for about 4 million. But they decided to get him on loan, and now his price tag's probably went up.
Aye, 6.7 or something.
So the opportunity to sign Tierney's probably gone.
Yeah.
But when Barami came in, he was considered to be better than Tierney, but it's certainly not turned out that way. Barami does look like a waste of money, no doubt about that. But yeah, first half, not a lot happened. Rangers obviously had possession, they had opportunities, but can't really, they never. I didn't think like they threatened Queen's Park that much.
I know, it's crazy, man, to be honest, but it's just like, Jesus Christ, where do you go from here for a Rangers point? Clermont has to go. People can say, the European money's keeping them in a job. No, screw the European money. You know what, see getting into the top 8, right, as a singular achievement. It's a good achievement. I don't think anyone's going to deny that. Great achievement. But see when you look domestically, man, absolutely horrific.
Right, well, you asked where's Clermont going to go from here. We're going to go into the second half from here. Still 0-0. Got to around the 55th minute. And you said at this point that you could see Queen's Park winning this game.
And I did, and that's no word of a lie. What minute was it? About 57?
It was about 55th.
Yeah, I did.
About 10 minutes into the second half.
Rangers made subs, and Michael Stewart said, it looks like they've got worse. I looked and went, probably have got worse. And see when you're missing, I say chance after chance, it's like Rangers are whipping hopeful balls into the box, they're going wide by a couple of yards. And it's like, if Queen's Park get one chance and score it, Rangers are on the ropes.
Yeah, now Rangers made 2 at half time, then made another 2 on the hour mark. You Dessers, Raskin, Suter, Yilmaz coming on, Barami, Rice, Fernandez and Hadji going off. They didn't really seem to make that much of a difference. Queen's Park on the 67th minute made their first change of the game. They brought on Drods, and he did make the difference because he scored 2 minutes later. So
that's how it's done.
Yeah, the Rangers changes didn't really change anything. The Queen's Park change changed the scoreline, changed the game.
They also brought on Adam Montgomery.
Yeah, man on loan for Celtic there, and we'll talk about him later on in the match because he almost gifted Rangers a lifeline into this game. But yeah, I believe it was the corner came in, Drods got the ball inside the box. We had Hefty come out, tried to put a tackle in, he just sort of lunged out there, stuck a foot in, allowed Drods to get past him. And it was still, it was a crowded box. I thought he was going to blast it towards goal, but it's almost like he placed it in. It was a good finish.
No, it was a great finish. Awful for Yefty. He needs... I don't even know what to say about him. Was
he not like another £4 million player?
No, he was a free.
Was he?
Aye.
Well, Yilmaz was like 4.5.
Aye, 4.5. Aye. So he's keeping a £4.5 million player out the team. Who's worse than...
What's his value though?
Yefty?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, linked with Chelsea, 10 million.
Fucking cash in on that.
Cash in,
anyway, it was a good goal. It was good. It looked really good, really smart, but I still think the defending here was atrocious. But either way, gave Queen's Park the lead, gave them something to hold on to. We've got Adam Montgomery coming on loan for Celtic. We're Celtic thinking here, let's try and pack out this Queen's Park team for the Scottish Cup at last 16. Who knows? Maybe Rangers then had some chances. There were some very good saves from Ferry. Let's be honest.
But Rangers pressurised Queen's Park for 25 minutes, right? But it was like long shots that were narrowly dragged wide. He was tipping like headers and things over. Great performance from him. But did Rangers do any? Did this scream of a club that was on the verge of crashing out the only competition have a chance of winning? No, it didn't. For me, I'll be honest. I don't think it did.
You think they lacked urgency or
I want it
like desperation or
quality?
Quality.
And Clement does point that out, but the quality's on the pitch, man. I think he made all the wrong subs.
Well, if they lack quality, could you not argue then they do resemble a team that's crashed out of everything?
Jesus Christ Almighty! Apparently, it's the first victory. Apparently, this is Queen's Park first victory over Rangers since 1872. I don't know how much to believe in that.
No, I'm pretty sure it's not ever in the Scottish Cup.
Well, since the year Rangers were founded, unless they beat them on that year. That's crazy, man. It's unacceptable. It'd be unacceptable to go to penalties or
Well, I don't know. Queen's Park did have success. In their early years, so I would imagine they beat Rangers before. I think this is the first time they beat them in the Scottish Cup, which is a lot more of a believable statistic. But yeah, Rangers have chances. We get some really good saves from Callum Ferry. I thought Rangers though could have did better in the final third. I thought they could have did better with their chances, but Ferry made the saves. He did what he was there to do, and then we get with 5 minutes added on. And with what seems like pretty much the last kick of the game, I believe we were into the 94th minute at this point. There is a ball crossed into the box. We've got about 15 seconds left of time. Dessers goes down. Referee gives a penalty. Couldn't believe it. We see the replay. For me, there's not enough contact here for a penalty at all. I thought it was extremely soft. And when you factor in, it's like the pretty much essentially last kick of the game, or at least we thought it would be the last kick of the game. You felt like Queen's Park were robbed here.
No, they were. Tell you what, right? Obviously, I wanted this to count.
Now, VAR looked at it and still gave it.
I wanted Tav to burst the net with this, right? But I'm more than man enough to admit that this would have been one of the biggest robberies ever, because it's never a penalty for me. It's pathetic that Dessers has to resort to this level of play acting just to get us a fucking draw to force extra time.
And when it was given, you seen Clement on the sidelines, and he looked more relieved than anything. He didn't look like a guy that was screaming for it. He wasn't like calling for it.
I don't give a shit.
He just looked like a guy that was relieved that.
See if Rangers draw here and then they win, I am still as pissed off because it was horrific.
Well, I don't think you're still as pissed off. You're probably a wee bit less pissed off. But anyway, look, VAR checked it once. They gave it. They then had another look at it. They were looking at the attacking phase. They didn't show us anything though, and they decided to give it. And I just don't think it's a penalty, man. I think if you're going to give this a penalty, then you could be getting about 3 or 4 penalties a game. It's 2 guys going for the ball, and Dessers has hit the deck.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm sure Adam Montgomery is that he is the last person that wants to be giving Rangers a penalty here.
No.
And I'm sure he wouldn't have been. His fans wouldn't have been too happy with
It
him.
was desperation, though. They were like trying to check. Oh, did the goalie go off his line? And
So I mean,
no,
Tavernier.
I even think the fact they got 2 corners after it was jammy.
No, it was, but Tavernier takes it. It's like another great save for Ferry, and you know what? I envisioned him saving this because he'd been so good. It was almost written that he was going to make the save. He did make the save, went it for a corner. VAR got involved again. They were checking the goal line to see if the player left it for the penalty. His back heel was on it. Michael Stewart made sure we were aware of that. So, and the penalty, it was a great penalty save, so it should never have been. I don't know why it was looked at. I never even noticed it. Did you see anything? Did you think it was advanced off his line?
No, I think because they pointed out on commentary, his heel was on the line.
Mate, was it just them looking for a way to try and get Rangers a lifeline?
Probably.
I'm surprised they checked it, but I mean, I guess they probably check everyone, but they made it clear that they were looking at this. Heel was on the line, though, so the save was given, and then we got not one corner but 2 corners, and Ferry had to pull off another good save from the first corner, and then the second corner comes in. Raskin meets it at the back post with his head, but he only finds the side netting, and that was the end of the game. Raskin then, Rangers' last chance to salvage something, to force extra time. Didn't happen. Rangers got the defeat. Queen's Park got the win. And it's a defeat that, really does undo any sort of, I think, confidence or any goodwill that Clement had built up in the past, 6 weeks or whatnot.
What about James Tavernier handing another trophy to Celtic?
Well, I mean, that's not going to happen because Hearts are going to pummel them in the quarterfinals. But
let's actually look at it, with a wee bit of truth serum on it, my friend. James Tavernier, shite bag, bottles it yet again.
No, you want to look at the truth. Neil Critchley, manager of the month, right? And we will take care of Celtic when the time comes. But yeah, no, although, are you going to blame Tavernier? I mean, the guy's been so good for the penalty spot. Are you going to really hold this? This isn't Tavernier's fault. Rangers shouldn't be relying on a 95th, 96th minute Tavernier equalising penalty to get into extra time against Queen's Park. This isn't Tavernier's fault. Anyone can miss a penalty.
No. No, fuck him. He has to put it in.
So you're blaming Tav?
I'm blaming everyone, especially that bald fraud standing at the touchline, man, like a Belgian waffle. Looking fucking pressed.
Alright, so he was relieved, and then Tav missed the penalty, and he was no longer relieved, and then Raskin missed the second corner that came in, headed it into the side net, and that finished the game. Queen's Park, their fans were great. Decent section there on the away end.
Yep. Spiders.
Stayed behind.
Spiders get...
Applauded their team. Big celebration at Queen's Park, so, I mean, congratulations to them. Thought they deserved it. What did they have to say though? Let's see if we can get some quotes here then. So, Callum Ferry won the player of the match. He said, quote, "I'm speechless, I really am. The boys were unbelievable for 90 minutes. They threw everything at us in the last 10 minutes. The boys were cramping up, the tempo was so quick, but the boys stood up to it brilliantly. We've had a bit of bad luck the last few weeks. The results haven't gone our way, but that makes up for it." I mean, of course it does. It's a win against Rangers, I think that.
Yeah, Scottish Football Channel this, right? So let's actually give Queen's Park their flowers, man.
No, I think we are. I mean,
no, we are, but it would be very easy for me to spend 20 minutes saying how I want Philip Clement hung, drawn, and quarter. But here, Callum Davidson, he wasn't even on the touchline. He was in the stands. You know what I mean? And he still managed better than him. Great performance. Took their chances, defended pretty much immaculately. Goalkeeping was second to none. And, I mean, I'm not expecting them to win the Scottish Cup, but beating Rangers, despite how poor Rangers were, Queen's Park have got to fancy their chances of at least getting into the last 4.
Depending on the draw. Got a bit more for Callum Ferry. He said, quote, "Tavernier's so good at penalties, he really mixes it up and goes everywhere. There was so much pace on it and I changed my mind. I thought I would go right and then I went left. When it went to VAR, I can't tell you what my emotions were. We've got the result, and the boys in there were absolutely brilliant. It was a team performance. We wanted to do that for the gaffer. End of quote. Now, obviously Callum Davidson was in the sidelines today. Not sure why. I guess he got sent off in the last Scottish Cup game or something like that. Or
I can't remember who the last game was against, so maybe it was carried over for the league or something.
But what did Callum Davidson have to say? He said, quote, "The boys were fantastic today. We had a slight game plan that we tried to execute and frustrate them. We couldn't go gung-ho and attack them. The goal gave us something to hang on to, and I'm delighted the players got it. It was a real tough tie. No one expected that. We had 4 fit defenders. I woke up at 1:30 AM hoping no one was ill. We didn't have a backup plan. All credit to the group. It doesn't come from individuals. It comes from the group." End of quote. So, Callum Davidson said he woke up last night, cold sweat, 1:30 AM in the morning, panicking, praying that nobody was ill. I think there'll be somebody ill tonight, and it'll be probably the opposite guy in the dugout.
Big Phil.
He'll be the one.
Ill.
He'll be the one waking up at 1:30 in the morning. Nightmares.
No, man. See if he survives this. He's surviving. He's surviving the test of time. He's the only guy that'll defeat Rocky's theory
Aye.
about time.
Time's undefeated. Well,
Aye, fucking Philip Clement's undefeated.
try to tell
Well,
Philip Clement.
he's not undefeated, like, but he can't be killed. Put it that way.
Right, can't be
was pretty
stopped. Can't be broken. Right.
Tactics didn't come through customs.
What did Clement say? He said, quote, "The first half, not a high enough tempo. Because of that, we didn't create enough. Second half, there was more chances, but too much in a rush. One chance against and they get the goal. It's a hold up at the end, but we should have been better with our efficiency. We had more efforts on target today than we have had all season, but we didn't manage to score, not even with a penalty. We lacked quality in the last decision making and last action. Maybe the team wanted to react too much. I was not happy at half time, but they need to keep composure in these moments." End of quote. There's Clement again trying to refer to stats, saying that they had more chances in this game than they've had all season. I don't think that's right. I'm looking at the stats right now. Rangers had 19 shots in total. I'm pretty sure they've had games this season where they had over 30.
Easily. He said something like they did have 30 shots, though, on Premier Sports interview. Yo, what good's having 300 shots if we don't score any? It's pathetic, man. You know, no, it's never accountability with this guy, man. It's never. It's always like, yo, you can blame the players till the cows come home. Why can't he just turn around and say, you know what? See, this season, I haven't took accountability once. We can blame the players, we can blame whatever. You know what? I'm holding my hands up as Rangers manager. This is fucking disgusting. And I'm ashamed. We should never in a million years be losing to Queen's Park at home. I'm away. Patrick, start up the enterprise.
Start up the engine. No, but even if they did have the most shots all
But he's
season,
always passing the buck.
it's against Championship side Queen's Park. They should be having a lot of shots. Should be dominating the game at home.
What's he want?
And fucking medal for getting a lot of shots. Now, BBC Sport are saying that Rangers had 28 shots compared to Flash Score's 19. But both sites have in common that Queen's Park only had one.
Goal.
So, one shot.
Oh, well.
So, I mean, that's interesting.
I think Flash don't count block shots. So Rangers did have a lot of block shots. Yo.
Yeah, the only shots that should be counted are the ones that go in the back of the net, and Rangers had none.
It's over. It's fucking
Rangers had none.
What is there to say? What is there to say?
Well, not a lot. Your team's out.
But you know what, right? We can banter and like, I mean, I know you're like, oh, Hearts will beat St. Mirren. Hearts St. Mirren is a game that's like 50-50. Realistically, I mean, cards on the table. That can go either way, even with Hearts in decent form. Rangers against Queen's Park, man. Every single day of the week, Rangers should be beating them.
Yeah, we've got more for Philip Clement. Let's hear
I
it.
don't want to hear it. See, unless he's walked away, mate. The P45.
Well, maybe he will, because he called this result unacceptable. He said, quote, "It's a big frustration for all of us. The biggest difference is the efficiency between the Europa League and today. We have to do much better in the final third. In domestic games, there's been consistency in the last 2 months. This was a setback today. It was too much in emotions in the second half. Too rushed from the team to score, and less composure than the last few months. It was one moment. I won't take conclusions from all season from one moment. We wanted it too much. Because of that, there was no composure. Results like this, I'm frustrated about. The only way for this club to get consistency for future, to build something, is to keep consistency. They are right to be angry now. I'm also angry. It's unacceptable, and the players know that. End of quote. He said the consistency has been much better in the last 2 months. Have Rangers not lost? Did Rangers not drew against Dundee, drew against Hibs,
drew against Motherwell, get beat against St Mirren?
Yeah, that's in the past 2 months.
Lost against Celtic, lost against United. What is there to say, man?
That's all in the last 2 months.
I know. The consistency's been shite.
So I don't know what he's talking about.
There's a lack of consistency. That's the only thing that's consistent.
Maybe he meant over the past couple of weeks there's been better consistency, but over the past couple of months there's been a lot of poor results.
I said it in my match review, right? Why is Alan Hutton pretending that one away win against Dundee United means Rangers are back? No, let's just put things into perspective, right? See if Manchester United, who have been shite for about 12 years, see if they turn up, right, against fucking Aston Villa at Villa Park and win 2-1 or 3-1. Are they back? Or is Manchester United back when they're winning Premier League titles again on the regular? Is that not when they're back?
Or at least competing, at least looking like winning the title.
Rangers are not back until they win trophies. Just simple as that.
Clement, final word for Clement. He said that they lost everything. Quote, they've built credit back the last weeks and months with the fans. Today, they lost everything. It happened several times in the past. We know it's a rebuild. I'm focused on the game. It was nothing to do with tactics or whatever. It's about the quality of the moment. And we missed that today. Yes, I'm confident about my position. Everybody knows how hard everybody is working together. Last week, everyone is saying the team is taking good steps and growing. End of quote. He said that today it was nothing to do with tactics or whatever. It was about the quality of the moment. That just seems like he's passing the buck on to the players.
No, he's pathetic. You know, he actually is. I can't stand the guy.
That's like him saying here, my tactics were perfect, but the players did not execute in the moments.
Katic after the Plymouth game, by the way, they beat Liverpool. He was being interviewed with Conor Hazard, former Celtic man. He said, and I quote, this is him talking about Conor Hazard, I hate him because he supports Celtic and I'm a big Rangers guy.
And that's a guy Rangers could have had.
I could have fucking had, folks. Could have had, but where is he? Nowhere to be seen.
Knocking Liverpool at the cup.
Exactly. And here's Queen's Park knocking Rangers at the cup.
There's levels to this game and Rangers don't have them.
Yep. It's a fucking disgrace, man.
Anything left to say? I mean,
there'll be plenty, but just know the night.
Could read a few more quotes for Callum Davidson, but we'll let him go and enjoy his night because I'm sure he's
double espresso for Big Callum.
Double espresso. He won't be waking up at 1:30 the night. He won't be in bed by 1:30 the night.
He'll be partying.
He'll be partying all night long. But the party is over for Rangers. They've been knocked out the Scottish Cup. They can't win the league. The League Cup's already went to their rivals. It's not looking good. How long can they survive in Europe? We'll keep you updated here, guys. So make sure you subscribe, like, comment down below, and we'll be back with more reaction from one of the biggest Scottish Cup upsets in the history of the competition. But until next time, peace.